Hello friends, there is a question in front of us that is from equity share capital. This is a case of the oversubscription and we are supposed to pass the journal for the forfeiture, reissue and transfer to capital reserve. This is very much important question from the aspect that in this question you will learn that how to calculate the amount of part premium received by the company which is not to be included for the calculation of forfeited shares account. Let's see over here. BG Limited issued 2 lakh equity shares of 20 each at a premium of 5. That means the total sum of rupees receivable by the company is 20 rupees for equity share capital and 5 rupees is for security premium. The shares were allotted in the proportion of 5:4 of the shares applied and allotted to all applicants. What does it meant over here? That 5 stands for number of shares applied and 4 stands for number of shares allotted. That means a shareholder who has applied for 5 number of shares, that is given by the company 4 number of shares. Okay. Now here is a case of Deepak who had applied for 900 number of shares. If he has applied for 900 number of shares, how many shares must have been allotted to him is, we can write it over here. Let's see the number of shares applied and number of shares allotted. The proportion was 5:4 and he applied for how many number of shares? That is 900. Now if he has applied for 900 shares, 900 into 4 divided by 5. So we will calculate this value 900 into 4 divided by 5, which is 720 number of shares which he was actually allotted, right? So how many excess number of shares he had applied for? That is 180. 180 by 180 number of shares, this subscription was oversubscribed for Deepak, right? Now next go to the question. Here he says, who failed to pay allotment money of rupees 7 per share including premium, and on his failure to pay first and final call of rupees 2 per share. First of all, such kind of question become tricky when we are not given the total value for application, allotment, first, second call. So first of all, we have to justify that which amount was receivable in which case. So here the question was of 20 plus 5, right? The share was of rupees 20 and 5 was the security premium amount, and the question is saying a total sum on allotment including premium was 7, which was not received, and there was only first call which was the final to be made by the company, which includes rupees 2 for your first and final call. So 7 plus 2, 9 rupees here were due which were not received by the company. That means out of 20, if this 9 rupees were not received, how much was received? That is 16 rupees. So let's see 20 plus 5, where 5 stands for security premium, 20 stands for equity share capital, right? So question says first and final call not received for rupees 2. A total sum on allotment was not received for rupees 7, which includes 5 as a premium. Premium was total 5. So how much was for the amount equity share capital? That is 2. Out of 7, if 5 is deducted, we got 2. So if it is 2 payable on allotment and 2 rupees is payable on first and final call for equity share capital, then how much was left value on application is 16, or either you can go 25 minus 7 minus 2, also 16 here, right? Now this question gives you a very good hint over here that if application amount is of very higher value as compared to your allotment value. What was allotment? That was 7, on which a part was of your equity share capital and a part was of your security premium. So when there is a very higher value payable on application, it shows that except for your excess share, a part is received for equity share capital also and a part is received for security premium also. Why we are making this point over here? Because you have to remember yourself, keep in mind yourself that security premium which is received by the company is never taken in your forfeiture of shares, and security premium which is not received by the company is only taken into the consideration for the forfeiture of share. Got it? So let's go to the question now. As per the question, there was 180 number of the excess shares, right? So how much was due? They said in the question that allotment was not received. So let's find out calls in arrears. On the 720 shares, we have not received allotment of rupees 7, right? So how much was not received, how much was actually due on allotment? That is 5040 rupees. And how much excess on application we receive? That is 180 were the excess number of shares. Please keep in mind how many were number of shares, they were excess. And for these share, what was paid by Deepak? That was only application money. So for this amount, or you can say this was the actually advance paid by Deepak to the company. So how much advance he paid on application for these excess number of shares is 16 rupees. So actually he paid 2880 rupees in advance. Now this 2080 rupees in advance which is paid by him is to be adjusted for allotment to calculate calls in arrears. If it would have been a simple question, we would have deducted in and got our calls in arrears for allotment. But here where 720 number of shares were there, 2 rupees stands for equity share capital and 5 rupees stands for security premium. Out of 7, 2 rupees on application, about your equity share capital and 5 rupees for security premium. So 720 into 2, how much was due? 1440. 720 into 5, how much was due? 3600. It makes total 5040, right? How much he paid in advance? 2880. Out of this 2880, when we adjust fully our equity share capital, take this value, out of this value adjust your value of equity share capital, then what is left here? The left, or you can say the balancing figure here is again 1440. So this means out of 3600 security premium, how much security premium is received by company or paid by Deepak is 1440. So how much is the security premium left over here? If we have to calculate that premium, that is 2160 rupees premium, which is actually not paid by Deepak. So when we have to pass the journal for your forfeiture of share, we have to take only that part of premium which premium is actually not paid by Deepak. So how much was the premium value which is not paid by Deepak? That is 2160. And how much were the number of shares for which we have to forfeit? That is 720 shares. What is the equity share capital called up here? That was fully called up for rupees 20, and premium which was not actually paid by him. Now if I take these 2160 rupees divided by 720, that means how much premium is not paid by him? That is rupees 3. Out of 5, how much premium is not paid by him? That is rupees 3. Although we don't need this calculation. So here we got the total sum payable by him was this one. Now, to calculate our calls in arrears, how much were the pending calls in arrears by him? If when we take into the consideration, we know very well from allotment what is not paid by him. Allotment, he has paid us 2880 rupees, which include a part of premium also. So what is not actually paid by him? Only this 3 rupees premium. So what is the value here? On allotment, he has not paid us premium, rest full amount was received by the firm. If you can make a deduction from here also, you will get 2160. That is the amount due on allotment. Okay, so we took amount due on allotment plus how much was due in the first call, that was was 720 number of shares multiplied by first call was of rupees 2. So when we multiplied, total value of calls in here is of rupees 3600. Got it? So this is the total value of your calls in arrears. Then with what value it was forfeited here, we need to calculate it, and that will become as a balancing figure here. That value becomes the total amount received is, that is 12,960. So this is the forfeited shares account which we calculated as a balancing figure here, which shows actually the gain of the firm, because the company got their shares back also, and the amount which was received on these shares was also forfeited by the company, was not refunded by the company. Got it? So now next he says that these Deepak's shares were forfeited, and 400 of these shares were reissued at 15 fully paid up. Fully paid up means, what was the value of the share? Equity share capital was 20. So 400 into 20 is the equity share capital which was reissued. Reissued means equity share capital is going out. What is coming in? 15 rupees is coming in for per share. So 400 into 15, bank account debit with 6,000. So 8,000 minus 6,000, what is the leftover value in your forfeited shares account? That is 2,000. Now on reissue, there was a loss to the firm which was debited, gain was credited, now loss is debited. The share was of full value 20 but was reissued for 15. So on reissue, how much was the loss? Rupees 5 per share. So for the gain minus the loss should be your share forfeited shares account debit to capital reserve account. But mind you, the total number of shares forfeited by the company were 720. So there was gain on 720 shares, but shares which were reissued were only 400. So to transfer the capital reserve profit, this 12,960 rupees was the gain on 720 shares, right? So how much was gain per share? Per share gain was 18 and per share loss was 5 rupees, right? Per share gain was 18 rupees and per share loss was, on which they were issued, that was 5. So how much was the value of actually gain to be transferred to capital reserve account is 13 rupees, right? So here 400 shares were multiplied by 13 rupees to make a transfer to capital reserve. Out of 18 rupees, now 13 rupees belongs to the firm and it is their capital profit. That's why transferred to capital reserve account. So the entry becomes forfeited shares account debit to capital reserve. Thank you, Accountitude. Keep scoring. Like, share and subscribe to my channel.